The development of the school sports meeting is undoubtedly the best time for Xiaomei to turn over. This day the school will invite business bigwigs to visit. Every poor student will actively participate. If the performance is excellent, will be selected to get the opportunity to be funded. Xiaomei is an aerobics champion every year, and her academic performance has always been in the top 3 in the school. Soon attracted the attention of a real estate boss, and the head teacher immediately pulled Xiaomei over and praised her as a flower. Mr. Li, this classmate is a good seedling who went to Tsinghua University, and it is right to fund her. In the previous life, Xiaomei was indeed admitted to Tsinghua University, but it was not a good seedling but a bane. Whoever touches who is unlucky. Mr. Li nodded with satisfaction. Yes, in the future, our company will subsidize you with 5,000 yuan per month until you graduate from college. 5,000, Yai Mei's face instantly pulled down. 5,000 yuan, are you humiliating me? This classmate, 5,000 yuan is a lot, enough for your daily expenses at school. She pointed her nostrils to the sky and sneered, real estate has declined, and there is no big future for development in the future. I reluctantly accepted your funding, and you gave me $5,000. How else will I pull the team in the future? I'm not like those poor students who eat and wait for death to ask for food, but in the future, I am a woman who wants to lead the team on the international stage, and if you can't afford it, you can vacate the position for others. After speaking, regardless of Mr. Li's purple face, he turned his head and left. The head teacher was mad and shouted to her, Xiaomei. She turned her head and said contemptuously, don't push me to a sunset industrial company like this in the future. The people who sponsor me are at least worth more than Guyan's parents, and I will review their qualifications one by one, and those who do not meet the standards are not qualified to sponsor me. Her words made Mr. Li very angry, and no matter how the principal and the head teacher apologized, they refused to sponsor the poor students of our school anymore. 2 other innocent classmates were also directly implicated. The twin sisters, who grew up with their grandparents, were moved to tears when they heard that a company was willing to sponsor them to go to college. As a result, Xiaomei made such a fuss, the opportunity was gone. The 2 sisters squatted on the ground and cried bitterly, I couldn't stand it anymore, so I stepped forward and comforted, it's okay, the Gu group is willing to support you. Really? Really, is 10,000 yuan a month enough for each of you? No, it's not too much, 2,000 yuan a month is enough for the 2 of us. The 2 sisters knelt on the ground and kowtowed to me, thank you, my sister, and I will repay your great kindness after graduating from college. See, there are still grateful people in the world. At the end of the school sports day, the class held a dinner party. As 2 penniless moths, it was no surprise that they came over to eat. Xiaomei didn't spend a penny, and she was still sitting in the main seat with all kinds of pickiness, poor decoration, poor service, poor dishes, and almost didn't write the word disgust on her face. The head teacher and his classmates were almost annoyed with them. During the day, Xiaomei not only angered an investor, but also made our class lose 2 medals that should have been won. The reason was that Song Xiao fell in the long jump and broke her knee. Xiaomei, who was still participating in the competition, suddenly quit halfway and accompanied Xiao Cheng to the infirmary. Seeing that we ignored her, how could Xiaomei, who was used to being held by the stars, sit still? She poured a sip of soda directly into the grilled fish plate in front of her, and then kept tapping her fingers on the table and asked coldly, who chose the place and the taste is so bad? Xiao Miming knew that this restaurant was opened by my family, so she deliberately found something unpleasant for me. The squad leader couldn't stand it anymore, and replied, Classmate Yi, we all think this place is very good, do you have anything you are not satisfied with? Okay, Xiaomei sneered, have you ever seen a really good restaurant? It's a pity, you can't see it in your life. Xiao Cheng also echoed, some people are born poor and sour, Fujime, don't be like them, they are beyond your reach in this life. One bragged hard and the other held it, and the 2 of them were really born, yes. I squeezed the squad leader's hand that trembled with anger and smiled, the richest woman in the future will definitely not need us poor people to exchange money, right? The bill for today's class dinner will be troubled by the richest man. I put the bill in front of her. Xiaomei looked at it and said nothing. I immediately exclaimed, 3,000 yuan is not even a hair for classmate Yi. Not to mention 3,000 yuan, Xiaomei couldn't find 30 yuan on her body. She knew that I was deliberately hurting her, but for the sake of the richest man's face, she still took the bill and went out, and pulled Xiao Cheng next to her when she left. When I came back, the heirloom around Xiao Cheng's neck was gone, and he glared at me viciously, as if I was the one who sold his heirloom and put it on a wide margin. At this moment, a group of uninvited guests broke into the party.